Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Be Life, the first live streaming show for beauty, health, and wellness. I'm Jennifer, and I'm here to help you understand the science of nutrition and the art of healthy living so you can get real life-changing results. Today's episode is about the things in our lives that are supposed to make them simpler, but have only made them more complicated. And to talk to us today about those things is Dr. Venus Ramos, who's here to tell us about daily habits that you may be doing contributing to your poor health. Welcome, nice to see you.
Oh, thank you so much. I am thrilled to be here.
Yay, let's talk about bad habits. Dr. Ramos, what are some of the common, let's say, bad habits that you see in your patients that they maybe don't even realize are contributing to poor health?
Well, I think that a lot of it just has to do with many of the advances that have occurred in science and technology.
Should we do like advances?
That are supposed to, again, make our lives easier, make us more efficient, but at the same time, it's not really creating an environment or a lifestyle in which we can be healthy. We have computer screens that we're staring at all day. We have phones that we're carrying around with us, emitting all sorts of radiation. We have distractions, things keeping us up late at night. We're not getting enough sleep. We're developing tech neck because we're always looking down at devices.
Oh my God, I feel like I have a constant just like knot in my neck that it's like,
Exactly. These are all things that are making life more difficult, more uncomfortable, and just plain not healthy.
Yeah. Well, what I noticed too is, first of all, I was astonished when that little notification comes up on your phone and it's like, you've spent 6 hours screen time. I'm like, oh, 6 hours?
Exactly.
What could I have done so much more with my life than being sucked into Instagram?
Exactly. These are the things where you can start maybe monitoring how much time you're actually spending on the screen, and then you can work to maybe reduce it. So much screen time in your life it's so bad for you in so many ways.
Right.
Not only is it that you're just glued to these devices that who knows what kind of radiation it may be exposing you to on a regular basis. Actually, we are beginning to know more and more what kind of radiation
and
it is
pretty,
exposing to you, and the risks that you're taking because of that. But then again, you're developing just postural problems because of all of these devices.
Do you notice what I did? Like, I'm just like, yes.
You're developing issues with your eyes because you're always staring at these screens.
That is huge. I notice I sometimes I'll get headaches, and I have to, if I'm not sleeping well, I have to say, I check in and go, how long have I been looking at my phone before bed? I used to get into a great habit of turning my phone off at 9 p.m. at night. So
Wonderful.
yeah, no light from the screens, no computers, and I just fell out of that habit. I think it's, again, like you said, these things are just pulling us in and we think we're being productive, but we're losing sleep.
You're losing sleep. You are losing human connection. Because we're no longer talking to each other. We're always on our devices. Let me send out a quick text. You don't even want to make a phone call. Yes, you'd be on a device, but you're not even talking to people anymore.
I miss that so much. I really feel like my mood go down and almost like depression when I don't see and interact with people. This doesn't cut it.
No, it doesn't. And then the actual light from these devices that we have, that from all of this technology that we're exposed to, the light from those devices are damaging to our eyes and essentially to our brains because it's not allowing us to get good sleep at night.
Well, I also think our nervous systems, right? Like somehow the more I'm on the phone, the more anxious I become. It's like, oh, everything has to be handled right now. And my priorities get messed up.
Absolutely. And it's actually making changes in your body and its hormonal levels that doesn't actually allow you to get the rest and recovery time that you need in order to function well.
Well, tell us about that, a little bit about what are the fluctuation in hormones based on kind of technology use?
Well, a lot of that has to do with the hormone melatonin. Melatonin is something that your body produces, and when you are exposed to light, it's very related to the amount of light your eyes are receiving as far as how much melatonin your body is actually producing. And when you're getting exposed to these artificial sources of light at nighttime, then your body's not able to give you the melatonin level that you need to get good rest.
Right, and people are now taking supplements to kind of try to induce that, right, as opposed to...
And then there are lots of different supplements you can take in order to help with that problem.
Or you could just turn the phone off, maybe. Or we could do that. What about like diet foods or all these kind of technological advances in food?
Well, I think that when it comes to food, our earth actually does have a lot. It provides a lot of the things that we need in order to be healthy, in order to defend ourselves against these technological attacks on our body, if you want to call it that. The earth actually provides a lot of that. There's so much that you can get from your food. Unfortunately, it's just impossible, I would say, virtually impossible, I'll say, virtually, that you get everything that your body needs, all the nutrients that it needs, all the antioxidants, all the vitamins, everything that it needs from natural foods that are out there that the earth does provide. It's very difficult to do that. I mean, just think about all the grocery shopping that you would have to do, all the food prep that you would have to do in order to get everything that you need. And then you'd actually have to learn about each and every food and what it can provide you and get the right balance of everything. That's a difficult thing to do. So if you're able to find the right supplements to kind of give you that edge, give you that step up on already getting that in your body, and then all you have to do is focus on getting just some good natural food.
Right.
To keep you and sustain you.
Well, what about, I know it's kind of controversial, but microwaves? What's your take on... Yeah, okay, you just said it all with that look.
Well, one of the things is I have difficulty finding true evidence that the microwave energy is actually deleterious to your health.
Okay.
The evidence is... There's a lot of controversial evidence regarding that. Some back it up and some not so much. So in that respect, more research still has to be done. I hate to say that.
Yeah.
So as far as a cooking device, you can probably do okay with that if it meant that you were heating up some real food.
Well, that's the thing. I think it's more about what we put in the microwave than what the microwave is doing.
Up real food.
Yeah, if it's like
and I will say in a glass container. I will say that much.
No plastic.
No plastic. If you're doing that in a glass container, then that's an okay technology for now. I'll say that for now until research tells me otherwise.
It's more about the packaged foods, the processed, all the added sodium and all these things that are really not doing us any good.
I understand that in our busy lifestyles, it's hard to get in front of the stove and prep this and prep that. If you're able just to take some food and heat it up in a microwave in a short period of time and get the healthy foods that you need, if that makes it easier for you, I'd rather you do that than worry about the microwave.
Right. Pick and choose your battles.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
It'll go so fast. I only have a few minutes anyway.
No. I've got a few minutes to show you how to do this the right way. Anything that goes into a bag has been blanched, it's been preserved, the nutrients have been leached out of the product. I can show you how to do this in the same amount of time. That gives you all the nutritional value of the vegetables.
Wow. Even on the go, I can do it in a couple minutes?
Right now.
All right, let's do it.
Go. Okay, this is what you wanted to eat.
Yikes.
That's a really bad thing. So here's the original version of this.
All fresh
All
from the
fresh
market?
from the farmer's market. This has been processed, it's been blanched, it's been salted. All of the vitamins, the essential elements of the vegetables themselves have been leached out. I actually roasted some off to show you the difference.
Yes, please show me. And you said this only takes about 3 minutes to have
3
it
to 4
this
minutes
fresh.
in a nice hot oven.
Yeah, that you can't even compare those two. My goodness.
It's crazy. So you lose all of the nutritional value in the food when it's been processed, blanched, and put into a bag.
My goodness.
Coming from the farmer's market, roasting a vegetable, you retain all of the carotenoids, all of the micronutrients.
What are carotenoids?
this afternoon, you and I are going to go to the farmer's market, and I'm going to teach you.
You're going to teach me? Yes, I can't wait. Let's do it.
Great.
So excited you're actually showing me
Hey.
what kind of foods to make instead of microwaving. I get it. I get it.
I know.
So what do we have here?
We have a
My
table full of
goodness.
vegetables fresh from the farmer's market here.
Wow.
Let's talk about kale for a second. It's
Sure.
one of my favorite foods. It's a superfood. It's high in carotenoids, which are very important for your eye health. High in lutein and zeaxanthin, which are enzymes that actually protect like sort of the back of your eye.
Sure. I only knew about lutein, but not the others.
Yeah. In order to get as much of that into your body, you would have to eat maybe 2 or 3 times that amount of kale daily.
2 or 3 times
Yeah.
this amount?
Yeah, and I don't think you want to do that.
No, not
I
so
don't want
much.
to do it either.
That's a lot of smoothies.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
So when I'm baking broccoli, I've noticed it turns sort of yellow at the
Yeah.
end. What does that mean?
It's actually just you're leaching out some of the enzymes that keep it green.
Okay.
If you look at the trees in the fall, this is the same kind of situation where the leaves change color. What you're seeing is the carotenoids in the leaf itself. And the same thing happens with broccoli when you cook it.
Incredible. So that's the yellow that happens at the end.
Yeah, that's very good for you.
And can you get carotenoids in these leafy greens as well?
Absolutely. You know, there's 40 different types of carotenoids. They're all available in leafy greens.
What about these?
Oh, these are great. Marigold flowers are super high. I mean, maybe the highest in carotenoids of any food.
How do you cook it?
You don't really cook it. You use it as a garnish. So I like to do it in salads. I take the petals off and just sprinkle it all over
Wow,
salads.
I don't know if I can get past the
very-
fact it's a flower.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's very good for you.
One of my favorite foods are carrots. They're so great for your eyes, and it's funny when you cut a carrot, it looks like an eyeball. But what do you think about that? Is there enough
No,
lutein?
I don't think there's a lot of science that supports the fact that carrots are really great for
What
your
about
eyes.
beta carotene though?
It's good, but it's not as important for your eye health as carotenoids that you can find in other vegetables.
Wow, interesting to know. I think people divert to eating a carrot because
Yeah.
they believe it's
Yeah.
best for your eyes. Good to know.
Yep.
So if you combine it all, you really have the optimal eye health.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's a lot of kale.
It is, and it's not even close to what you need to ingest to meet the RDA for carotenoids.
You're kidding.
No, you need like a bushel of that.
That is a pretty large bushel. I don't
Yeah.
even know if one human could eat that much in one day.
I don't think one human would like to eat that much in one day.
I mean, that would be probably 7 meals of smoothies.
So the peppers, for example, you know, peppers start green, but as they mature, they lose the green and they
Through photosynthesis, correct?
Yeah, exactly, and they adopt this new color. This is a wonderful source of carotenoids.
Do you have a preference on color?
They become sweeter when they
The lighter they are?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. So the orange and the yellow are sweeter than the reds.
That's probably why I love orange so much, because it's kind of right in that middle of the spectrum.
Nice. So now I've taught you a little bit about carotenoids
taught me a lot.
and some of the great food we have here. I'm going to take you back to the restaurant.
I love that.
I'm going to show you an application where we roast some vegetables, maybe put some protein on it. Very clean diet, wonderful food, and you'll never use a microwave
I
again.
never will. And you know, a lot of it just comes down to time. A lot of us are in such a hurry. We think it's quick to throw it in there. But now seeing it with my own eyes, you know, I feel so good and feel so confident to go home and make something healthy. So show me.
I will
Can't
show you how
wait.
to do it quickly, painlessly,
Awesome.
and very delicious.
Let's do it. Let's go.
All right.
With all of our screen time, we need some real-life solutions. Jamar's here to help and show us how to prevent tech neck. Did you know that most of us are awake for about 16 hours a day, and some of us are in front of a computer or our phone or iPad or some sort of screen for up to 10 hours a day? That is crazy, Dr. Venus. Crazy. Do you agree it's crazy? So we're bringing in our fitness guru, Jamar. Come on in and tell us some ways that we can combat this, or what can we do during the day? We obviously can't avoid it. There's a lot of people doing good work in offices, and that's just the way the world works now. So
Right. I mean,
how
yeah.
can we keep our good posture and just keep ourselves so we don't end up like this all day long?
Like a slouch?
Like a slouch.
All right, let's give them an example then.
Oh, am I getting up?
You are the guinea pig for this demonstration.
Yay. I'm glad I
So-
wore the right clothing.
Everyone knows posture is tough on a chair. We'll give some tips to help you maintain the posture while you're in front of a computer, you're at a desk, just so that, you know, everything is aligned. So if you are in front of a computer, with this as your office chair, You want to make sure that your legs are 90 degrees, no more than 90 degrees in angle. So if your feet are not flat, which yours isn't, so you would probably you would need a box to prop it up a little bit.
To prop my seat up or my
to prop
feet?
your legs up.
How about yoga blocks?
Yeah, yoga blocks.
This is my core.
Step stool, you can use whatever. Just as long as the angle here is as
So
close to 90
now it's
degrees.
wider, right? So you want it
Yeah.
more up here?
Yeah, as much
Okay.
as, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
As far as the back of the chair, you want it to make sure that it mimics your lumbar positioning. So sometimes you have to add cushion.
Oh.
Yeah, you can use
I've got
a pillow.
one right here.
Yeah.
Lucky
you can
me.
use a pillow. There's you can buy cushions that attach to your office chairs that have that curvature that you need.
Okay.
Another thing is you want to make sure the back of your leg is no more than a fist width from the front of the chair. So, for instance, this is the fist, and you feel where it is.
Yeah.
That's the gap you need to be
Okay.
for the alignment to be 90 degrees here.
Okay.
Okay? If you're at a desk, your keyboard should be same level as your elbows in your hand. So this should be all level. So your desk would be right here. Your keyboard would be a little bit higher. Some people have cushions under the wrist so that it's relaxed.
Right.
It's not really necessary.
Supported, yeah.
The most important part is making sure your elbow and your keyboard are aligned, all right? And we're moving up to your eyes. Your computer screen should be at eye level or slightly lower so that you're not straining too high or too low. If we stand back and look at you, we can draw a line from the head to your bottom, from your bottom vertical over, like an L shape.
Okay.
How
Fabulous.
does it feel?
A little strange, but probably proper.
Yeah, you're a little high here, so your desk would be right here.
Well, that probably tells you how I am at
Yeah.
home, right? Like,
Yeah,
hey.
so you're used
Right.
to that. Yeah, so this should feel comfortable.
Okay.
And this should rest. Your elbow should rest on.
So this should be higher then, no?
Yeah. So if this is too high, then you might need cushions, or if it's too low.
Too low. Yeah. Or just find the right chair. Don't
Yeah.
they sell ergonomic chairs for the office now? I think
Yeah.
they do. Yeah.
That's why it's important to test it
Well,
out
you do have
Yeah.
a lever here where you're able to lower your seat.
to
So if
match
you
the
don't
height
have
of the
a
desk.
stool to put under your feet, you could just
Oh,
lower the
there.
seat to
Right.
fit it.
Yeah. Oh, I like being higher.
It takes some adjustments, So, but I mean, that's what the perfect alignment in the desk.
Jim, are there any other things we can do to help our posture, throughout the workday?
Yeah. Another option is having a computer desk that can raise, so you can chart
Oh, yeah, standing desks.
using it. Yeah.
Well, those are wonderful. Actually,
Fave.
I think that standing desks are one of the greatest things that we can do because as a society, we tend to sit way too much anyway.
Yeah.
So getting up, making sure you're standing regularly, and the ability of these standing desks to move between standing and sitting, you're able to continue to alternate through that.
Oh,
looks
here's
weird.
another option here. The bouncy
What
ball.
else?
I don't know if you've seen the exercise balls. Obviously, you probably have.
Yes, I have one.
A lot of people are putting these in their office space just because for one, it's a good alternative to help posture. But once you're sitting on the ball, you're kind of forced to have that L-type posture already, just because there's no back support
Right.
to make you slouch, and it's hard to slouch on something like this that rolls. So you're kind of forced to sit in a position where it's beneficial for your posture.
Well, doesn't it also engage your core? Because you're having to, like you
Yeah,
said,
you're
there's no
having to
back,
work
so
out.
you have to engage the core to hold yourself up. So,
Oh, yeah.
And I like that you can even swish
Move.
the hips side to side and maybe
It
do
makes
some.
sitting down a little bit more entertaining.
Yeah, and fun. You could do
the
some hip
circle.
circles. No, but that's really important. Like that feels really good just standing here on my low back.
Yeah, but for long term though, I don't think this is a good idea if you're sitting in front of the computer
Yeah.
all day. They have alternatives where the balls also have back support.
Yeah, there's one. I think that you can actually have a frame like a chair,
Right.
and the ball sits in it,
Right.
which is a great option.
Yeah.
So it's not going to move around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big difference in sitting on a ball than a chair.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Let's check out the solutions that Becky and Chuck have for us.
So we're going to sear some scallops for our dish today. A little bit of salt. A little bit of white pepper. We'll do the other side when it goes into the pan. Screaming hot pan. Pan should be smoking when you put the oil in it. Coat the pan and then drop the scallops in very gently. Season the other side. And we let these do their thing. We're caramelizing the scallops. There are natural sugars in the scallop. And you'll see that when we turn these over. They're going to be beautifully browned, crispy, crunchy, and delicious. We let this cook for a bit. It takes like 4 minutes from start to finish. We establish a crust on one side, establish a crust on the other side, flip it over, and then we finish in the oven so that they're cooked gently. It's not such at a high heat.
I'm not going to get greedy here. I'll save some for all of us.
Scallop dance?
Well done. Well done. It's delicious. Oh my goodness. I have to get into the veggies here. Just a little bit of salt. I had to savor that. So crunchy. I will never microwave again, I promise. Thank you so much.
Hey everyone, we're joined today by Dr. John Greaves. John, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks. It's great to be here. It's great to be part of the show.
Dr. Greaves, why don't you tell us a little bit about why you're sitting in a room full of marigolds?
Well, this is one of our greenhouses. We're actually in the process of making hybrid seed, marigold hybrid seed. And these are some of our new high lutein hybrids that we're developing. So around me here are males and females of a particular hybrid combination that we're putting together. So that's really why we're here. And if we were here, you know, in a day or two, we'd actually be making crosses between the males and females and generating hybrid seed.
That's so cool. So you're basically growing the nutrients that we need for these supplements, zeaxanthin and lutein.
So marigold flowers are the highest concentration of lutein and zeaxanthin in planta. There are no other plant tissues or plants or species of plants in the world today that produce a higher concentration of lutein and zeaxanthin than the marigold flower. And so basically we utilize the marigold flower for the production of Floroglow lutein, which is useful for eye health. We do that because simply this flower, this particular species, has the highest concentration. It makes it more amenable for extraction than any other plant species.
That's fascinating. One of the nutritionists we actually had on the show today talked about zeaxanthin and lutein and how to get it from foods, but why don't we just go around and eat a bunch of spinach?
Well, that would be great. I mean, you know, I love spinach. I enjoy kale, broccoli and Brussels sprouts too, but I tend to be somewhat unique in that. I think there was a time many decades ago when we all ate balanced, healthy diets that contained at least some of these vegetables in them, the green leafy vegetables, so, you know, the broccolis, the spinach and kale. Today is very different. We all live very fast-paced lives. Everything is about convenience and speed. And so that history of those plants being in our diet really is history. It typically is gone. Even if we brought them back, let's just say, for example, everybody started to eat spinach and kale and broccoli. There are lots of good reasons why you'd want to do that. The levels of lutein and zeaxanthin in those, while they are higher than other plant species, are still far lower than would be present in something like the marigold flower. This tissue is unique in the fact that it hyperaccumulates these molecules to levels several fold higher, several orders of magnitude higher than things like spinach and kale and broccoli.
So when you talk to people about the benefits of zeaxanthin and lutein, what really are you talking to them about?
So lutein and zeaxanthin are, they're two molecules in a class of molecules called carotenoids. Carotenoids typically have an antioxidant property, so they prevent oxidation essentially by sacrificing themselves. They they actually go through the oxidation process and they prevent oxidation of molecules or tissues that are in very close proximity to them. Lutein and zeaxanthin in particular are important because they are deposited in the macular region of our eyes. And what I find biologically phenomenal is that they do the same job in the human eye that they have been designed for in plants. In plants, they're present in the very delicate photosynthetic tissues. They're there primarily to prevent photooxidation of chlorophyll and other photosynthetic components in the thylakoid membranes, the membranes that the light reaction takes place in. They do a fabulous job there. And obviously our human physiology has recognized that, and so our macular cells are able to accumulate lutein and zeaxanthin in that very small 2 millimeter area in the back of the retina to do exactly the same job in the eye that they do in the plant. And that's to take very high energy blue light and detoxify it into lower energy, less phototoxic red light, and therefore preventing photooxidation of the macula.
Thanks again, Dr. Greaves, for joining us today. We hope to catch you again when you head out to India to check out the marigolds. And when do you go?
So, you know, I think everybody recognizes the importance of plants in the diet, in a healthy diet. And I think all too often we tend to forget the fact that plants provide us with all of these really important phytonutrients. These are molecules, particularly antioxidant molecules, that you'll only find in plants, or you may find in some other foods like eggs, for example, where laying hens have consumed things like marigold extract as part of their feeding environment. So I think really a healthy lifestyle depends on a balanced diet, but it depends on recognizing those very, very important molecules that come from plants, taking the time to read the labels, taking the time to understand that if they're not present in your daily diet, that the best thing you can possibly do is make sure that you supplement with them. They are essential, and so a good healthy lifestyle, good healthy diet really depends on making sure that we have plenty of these molecules available to us every single day.
Perfect. Well, we hope to catch up with you then. Thanks again for joining us.
Well, first of all, thanks very much. It's great to be able to join you. I will be in India actually next month. We actually have a seed production program in place, some evaluation trials in place right now. I'm typically in India 2 or 3 times a year.
That was Dr. John Greaves. So interesting.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thanks so much for joining us here on Be Life. We love bringing health and wellness information your way. So make sure you hit us up on social media. Please like us and follow us, and send us your questions and comments. Stay tuned for our next show where we'll discuss the importance of eye health. Until then, be well, be now, be healthy, be life.